Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our weekly live show. You are in the right place if you are a musician entrepreneur who wants to learn how you can scale your music business in a way where you no longer have to be trading time for money. And if you are interested in understanding how you can work smarter, not harder as a musician, and really build a business in the life in alignment with your values, with your goals, with being able to be present for your family, for your artistry, for yourself, then welcome. I am thrilled that you are joining me here. By the way, if you are watching me live, let me know where you are watching me from. Today's session is all about understanding the importance of building the right context for your business through content creation. Why content creation helps drive new sales as a musician, and why you can now transfer your background and creativity not only through your music, but also in building the right ecosystem for your potential clients to come into your world and be able to make informed and empowered decisions as to what could be their next steps in their life and in their musical development, whatever they're trying to fix. If you are new to my world, welcome. I am Fabiana Claure. I'm a pianist and business strategist for musicians, and I have been helping musicians for the last 8 years now grow their businesses and build lives that allow them to ultimately remove themselves from the day-to-day of their businesses and create systems and procedures and understand how to make their businesses work in a way that flows and that doesn't drain all their energy and that frees them up to be able to travel, to be able to create, to be able to be present with their families. So that is my jam. That's what I love doing. And I work with musicians all around the world and helping them implement these strategies in multiple ways. So welcome. Let's dive right in. So why content creation? What do we mean when we refer to content creation? And by the way, if you're watching me live, let me know what your questions are about content creation. So content creation is essentially creating your virtual storefront online, where people can come into your world and they can learn about not just what you do, not just about the services that you provide, but also who you are as a person. You see, we are in an era where people want to invest in the leader of the business. They want to believe and connect with the values and the beliefs of the leader of the business, of the founder. They do not want to be only receiving a service. They want to know that the vision behind that service, the mission behind that service, has a bigger vision. It has a commitment to creating something of impact. And they want to know that the person building that service, that experience, has the same values that they do. And so your job in the process of building your online presence, your content, is always going to be to focus on creating the right framework, the right background for who you are and what you do. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on what you can do to solidify your content creation and why it's so important. And the first tip is your story. You see, the first place to start when you're wondering, how can I go about creating the right type of content? What does Fabiana mean when she's referring to content? I want you to understand that people are going to want to understand, what is your story? How does your story bring you to this moment in your life where you are now working in a way that allows you to serve people? What does your experience, why does it bring you to this point? Why are you now in this growth journey? Why are you creating this product, this service? What has led you to this point in your life? That's number 1. People need to know that. So if in your content right now, you are not sharing about that, you're not talking about why now and why you and why this service, then you're missing out on a tremendous opportunity to add value to your clients and to let them know the background information of what this is all about, right? Number 2, you need to have a stance around something. You need to have a belief, a conviction, something that people can tell a mile away, this is one of the hills you would die on, so to speak. There needs to be things that you stand for and that you communicate on a regular basis through your marketing, through your videos, through your blogs, through whatever content you're creating online, even your emails that you're sending to your list. There needs to be a set of core principles, core values that you transfer in your content that make it extremely clear who you are and what you're about and what matters to you. And many times those core beliefs, those core values are going to be a result of you, in a way, witnessing the opposite, right? It may be a result of you seeing the contrary results happening in real life in this moment and saying, like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I want to create something better, right? I know in my case, one of the things that fires me up is the fact that as musicians, for so many years, we've relied on gatekeepers in our industry. We've relied on record labels, institutions to sponsor artists, to give artists the opportunity to grow, to give permission for artists to stand in their authority. And I have very adamantly wanted to change that narrative so I can help musicians empower themselves, understand how they can build their own authority online, create content, and through the immediacy of the internet, be able to connect directly with their clients and not need a label to say, yes, you should reach out, you should listen to this artist, or to not need an institution to say, yes, I will hire you to play in this orchestra or to work at this university, but instead to empower artists to say, you can create your own business, you can create your own brand, you can build your own autonomy in the business, and you don't need someone to give you permission for it, right? And so everything that I share in my content, another value that I carry incredibly strong is the value of freedom, of being able to control your time, control your income, and control your location, where you get to live. If you're living in California, you want to move to Florida, your business doesn't need to start all over again when you move. You should be able to have a business that can move with you. And the beauty about building an online business and transferring yourself into the online space is that that's exactly what you're doing. Is by building a business in this way, you get to transfer your knowledge and you get to move wherever you want to move, and it's all fine, right? So these are some of the examples of the things that anyone coming into my world will be able to absorb in just 5 minutes or less of watching my content, because I've made it very, very, very clear. So I would ask you, as you're thinking about this, what are your values? What are the things that you want to maybe enforce and communicate it with a passion about the way you work, about the things you believe in, about the things you want to see differently in this world, and how can you communicate that more adamantly? Yeah? So we talked about your story. We talked about your beliefs, your values, right? And the third thing that I want you to focus on as you're thinking about content creation to drive new sales is that in order for you to be able to have successful sales conversations, enrollment conversations with potential clients, you need to have systems for content creation that nurture your clients, qualify them, and get them ready for that sales conversation. You see, if you're simply showing up to your calls and people are meeting you for the first time in the call, it will be so much more difficult for you to actually make a sale because your clients don't have enough background. They don't have enough context about who you are and what you do. So yes, you may be creating content online, but you need to have systems that allow anyone who raises their hand, who says, I'm interested in learning more about what you do, how do you work, they need to have things that are sent out to them. You need to have processes in place that are going to become kind of like a funnel in a way that allows people to experience certain things about you and your brand before they get on that call, right? So that in the call, you're simply clarifying, answering questions, explaining more detailed, what is it that you do, but you're not trying to convince people about your value proposition or make the case for why you and why now. All of those things need to be done ahead of time in your content, and they need to be reverse engineered methodically in the things that your clients are going to be exposed to before they get on a call with you. So if you don't have those systems in place, if you're struggling to figure out how to create this type of content and how to put these things in place, then my invitation to you is let's get on a call, because I'd be happy to walk you through what that could look like specifically for your business. Yeah, and then we can make a plan for what are the opportunities that you can use to further strengthen your content and be able to build this in a way that is going to increase your ability to make sales and to have a much easier time in the conversations, right? So I want to encourage you, if you haven't yet connected with me, simply go to fabianaclaure.com. Whoops, wait, I misspelled that. Hold on. fabianaclaure.com. There we go, /connect. And you'll have a link there where you can book your call and we can discuss specifically how you can implement these 3 steps in your business to strengthen your content creation, to build a better marketing engine for your business, and to make your sales and enrollment conversations a lot more enjoyable and organic and just easeful because you've put things in place ahead of time. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you feel inspired by all these things. And remember to reach out if you would like to have a personal plan created for you. See you soon. Let's prosper together.